Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day or night it is that you're listening to or watching this. I wish you the best of it. I'm Grant Lamontang from multitool.org, and helping us celebrate our Christmas episode is my good friend Dasher. Yes, he was named after one of Santa's tiny little reindeer, and you are watching EDC-TV. With me tonight, as usual, is Abe Elias, the field editor for, Blade Magazine or something, and Inky, who is our online knife trading specialist. And this is going to be a big episode for him because we are going to be looking at, we're going to come up with an EDC holiday gift guide for all of you. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Okay, so before we get started here, guys, I just I want to just go through something here. As you know, this is our holiday episode, so we're going to be going through some pretty cool Christmas gifts. But this is also our 10th episode. Well, tonight we're being positive because it's our Christmas episode, and at least some of us had the decency to dress for the occasion.
I'm sorry, I don't. Okay, hold on. Can you give me a second? I'm going to go get the one Christmas item I have in the house. Okay? I only have one freaking... Hold on, I'll be right back.
What about you, Inky? What's that?
I'm wearing one.
Your Santa beard.
Yeah, doesn't work hard all year on this thing for nothing. Could have had a house and whatnot. I mean, yeah. I have something somewhere. They asked me today if I was going to get a tree. I have like 1,000 of them out there.
Well, as you can see, I have one as well.
Can't see anything.
I'm a little concerned about what Abe's going to come back with.
I'm qualified. I have a saddleback leather Christmas stocking I can maybe produce on my head.
It's a tradition at my place that every Christmas I pull this out and do one social media video with him.
Hey, no. It's a family podcast.
Baby, she knows falling on the ground.
Yes, I'm a big Elvis fan.
Sorry.
Let's see how you could not, and that explains those mutton chops you got going on.
Elvis has left the building.
Yeah.
Yeah. Poor guy.
Yeah. No, that was a Christmas gift I was given by a friend of mine, and every holiday I play it once for a video and just put it up on my social media. I'd almost forgot. Thanks to you, I now remembered.
Oh, well, see, we don't just make you buy stuff. We improve the quality of life for you as well.
Yeah.
So, getting on to tonight's topic, because once again, we actually have one, and we might remember what it is while we're filming, which would be a surprise for all of us. So we have decided that we are going to do a holiday gift guide for the EDC person on your list, which is probably you. So, gather your family and friends around the MP3 players so you can all listen nicely, and they can maybe not get you one of those cheap sets from Home Depot. You remember those, right, Inky? The ones with the puffy stickers on them?
Oh, those are beautiful.
Years ago, my in-laws got me I think it was an 8-in-1 toolkit from Home Depot, and it was just the cheapest 8 pieces of junk you could think of, and the quality control was so good on them that they didn't even put the puffy stickers on them. And if you're wondering what puffy stickers are, then think back to the 80s, and if you don't remember the 80s, then, well, I can't help you there. Anyways, we've got some interesting photos of those on the forum at forum.multitool.org, so feel free to check them out.
You know what the best part of those are?
What was that?
The best part of those are they always get really sticky once you put them away and take them back out. So the plastic almost, you can never unstick it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, if you think that was a bad gift, Grant, my in-laws gave me a personal grooming kit complete with shampoo. Talk about useless. I mean, and they'd seen me before, so I don't exactly get where that came from.
For a bald guy, you look like you got an awful lot of hair to me, so.
Well, it's not here, that's for sure.
Here. I mean, here.
Getting back to our topic, which, we do have, I swear. is tonight we're going to be each picking out 3 items each under $50. And that's MSRP. You'd be able to find the stuff cheaper if you look around, but we're just sticking with MSRP for the fun of it. And then we're each going to come up with 3 items between $50 and $100, and 3 items that are over $100. So that way, you know, we can fit in any budget. This is some serious consumer advice from EDC-TV, which makes a nice change from the weird crap we normally do. So, I have a feeling that Abe and I have at least one of the under 50 things the same. So why don't you start us off there, Abe? What have you got under $50?
So under $50, I've got a couple things. So me not being a computer guy and stuff like that, I managed to get some research done, and I carry this on me. It's a lever multi-cord kit, and this is about I wrote this down here in US funds for $95 off of Amazon. So what you get off of this thing is you get a USB-C, not C, but USB micro. You get the C, and inside the body you get an adapter for your I think that's micro or B or whatever it is, but not a computer guy. And if you look too, you get a SIM card pinned. So this was $24 and it's small. It fits into so you put this in here. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry, I keep missing the camera. So the adapter goes in there and you just turn around and put this together like this. Either way, you stick this inside here and you got like 3 different cord attachments. There we go. Got 3 different cord attachments, all in this nice little package, and that goes neatly into my EDC pocket carry.
Cool. And so what does that allow you to do?
Well, it's a multi-adapter, so if I'm carrying my electronics and instead of carrying a whole big batch of cords, sure, it doesn't have much distance on it, but I can like, you know, attach it and charge to something, things like that, or jump into a power pack. Things like that.
So kind of like an electronics multi-tool adapter thing?
Good. Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it. It's like a little multi-tool adapter. You can change out, for instance, that little adapter thing in the middle. It's USB-C to USB micro, I think that, or whatever the other one is, the one that's not symmetrical. Sorry, guys, not a big computer guy. But if you have other adapters that you got to do, like say you got an iPhone, you can get the iPhone adapter, put that in there and use that off the cable.
Okay. And what about you, Inky? What's your first under $50 item?
See, I thought it was 3 items that total under 50.
Okay, well, let's hear what you got then.
For the first one, I did that.
Okay.
I think the O-White mini pen, these little guys.
Very cool.
Pen on one side, pencil on the other.
That's the O pen from O-Light.
The O pen, the mini. Also, I figured an i3E. So you got the light, you got the pen, and any, I know it's not retail, but any sack like a Spartan or even a Climber, all that's about 50 buckaroos right there. You know, I'm probably wrong because the prices probably went up on that. Anyway, I figured a Spartan. You know, this way you have what you need: a pen, pencil, Spartan, because you have a knife, a bunch of tools, and you got a little flashlight. The i3 is a great light. They're never more than $10, ever.
For those not familiar with the Spartan, that is the large blade, small blade, and the can opener, bottle opener layer with a corkscrew on the back. Which
or a hiker.
You would know if you went to sackwiki.com, which is one of the sponsors of this podcast. So please feel free to check it out. I'm going to put the web address up here like I always do. So that's Inky's 3 items under $50, which total under $50. That's actually a pretty good haul there. You can do all kinds of things with that. You got a flashlight, you got a knife, can opener, bottle opener, you got a corkscrew, you've got a pen and a pencil. That's an awful lot of function for under $50.
Thank you.
So Abe, what else have you got for us?
Well, I don't have
in the
a
under
flashlight.
50 category.
I don't have a flashlight for you. Something that goes with a flashlight. So sometimes you got a larger flashlight like this. And so I found this holster. I really kind of like this holster because the holster has an extra feature to it. So it's elastic retention on your flashlight. So take your flashlight out if you want. But if you're looking, you can change the angle of how this holds, and it's got positive click-ins, basically, to hold it in. And if you want, you can actually put this in, say, a forward direction, and you got your hands full. You can turn the light on, and it will point out wherever you're walking, providing you got it at the right spot, like the 3 o'clock spot, or the, what's that? That would be the 9 o'clock spot, right? So this thing is only it's cool. I think it's a cool little item for the money. It's like $19 retail price.
And who makes that one, Abe?
This one's just a generic one. There is a Night Eyes one, but sorry. The company on the back is called Livans Tactical, Livans. But I've noticed that it's basically sold under a lot of different names.
It does remind me of the tool holster stretch, which was produced by Night Eyes, but was actually designed by my good buddy Bob Reichard at Pockets.
Okay.
He designed a bunch of them with HVAC in mind, actually, HVAC workers. And they were picked up and manufactured and distributed for him by Night Eyes.
Yeah, I actually have the Night Eyes one here on the table right here, right next to it, just to show you how. So here's the Night Eyes one, but this one, I don't remember what I paid for it. I think I bought it from Lee Valley at one point in time. It's a little bit more sleeker, I think, because it's got the elastic is on the side instead of out in front here. And but if you look at the pocket clips, they're pretty much the same, right? And they will. This one's got a more positive, harder lock to it. When you rotate, you can hear it.
Right. Well, I got to say the Pockets tool holder stretch has got to be at least a 25-year-old design, so it's understandable that somebody's done a little bit better by now.
Well, no, this is the Night Eyes. The Night Eyes is definitely stronger locking point.
Okay, I thought you were meaning that the new one has...
No. I'm sorry. I thought the Night Eyes logo was visible on the back of it. See this one here? You hear it, but not as crisp.
Right. Well, that's a pretty cool find. And just so that I'm not stepping on your toes with number 3, what else have you got in the under 50 category there?
Under 50 category, I got a couple of neat things. More, because here's a cool one. I'm going to go with this one instead of the sharpener, because I got a sharpener at over 50, roughly. So these things are really cool. They're Stanleys. You can get generic brands of them, and what they are is a pretty compact micro screwdriver. So it's like a 4-in-1. So you pull your piece out, it's double bit ended.
That's pretty cool.
If you got a need for something like that, you put it in here and you got yourself this definitely eyeglass screwdriver. You got Phillips in there. And then the back end comes off as well.
Are those 4 or 6 millimeter bits?
I believe they're 4.
Okay.
Well, it depends on which one I'm holding. I think this might be 6. I think the Stanleys are 4.
Okay.
So, and these, they're much smaller. So these here are like, I think $250 at Home Depot, the Stanleys.
Wow. Sounds like we could actually add all 3 of your items together and be under $50 as well. So
yeah, well, I'm cheap unless you like make me force me to buy something expensive.
So I started a thread today on the forum called "What Should We Make Abe Buy Next?" And so far the only response is, "I have to give that some thought, but I'm interested to see what G-Shock he chose." That's from Farmer X. He wants to know what G-Shock you bought.
This is the GA700.
The GA700. And what do you think of that one so far?
Sorry?
What do you think of that one so far?
I've only had a chance to wear it a couple of times because of the price. I'm scared I'm going to destroy it doing my work. So I'm mostly wearing my favorite watch that you guys have seen for working is my Biden watch.
You hear that, folks? He bought himself an indestructible watch and won't wear it because he doesn't want to damage it. Anyways, so we have a topic tonight, and we should we should maybe do something about that.
We've been doing pretty good. Let's say we've been on target.
So far, both of you guys have come up with options where somebody could buy all three of your items for under $50. We came to 3 individual items, each under $50. It would cost you more than $50 if you bought all 3 of them, but that's okay. Gotta love a little bit of variety there. So the first thing on my under 50 list, and this is what I thought Abe was going to have, is the O-Lite O-Clip Pro.
No, I figured you'd have that. That's why I didn't put that forth.
Well, when you bought another one the other day, I assumed that's what you bought it for, was to do this. And that's got an MSRP of $39.99, so under $50. Again, you can wait, you can get them on sale. They're almost always on sale from what I've seen, so you could do better than that, but, you know, just in case you can't, we're doing the MSRP on that. The next choice I have for under 50 is just barely under 50 at $45 even, and that is the Victorinox Cadet, which is an Alox model. It's 84 millimeters, and it's got a main blade and nail file, and then it's got the can opener, bottle opener layer, which of course integrates a bunch of screwdrivers and wire strippers and things like that. And that is, as I said, an MSRP of $45. And my last choice is a little bit different. It's the Cold Steel Mini Tough Light, which is available in different colors. And it's actually a really handy little knife. It's a great little fixed blade, and it's perfect for a lot of things. And that comes in with an MSRP of $34.99. Again, if you look around, you'll probably get a better deal on it, but the fact that that one's available in different colors, I thought, made it kind of fun.
Yeah. No, I'm flattered that you thought I bought the clip light because I was planning on using that for the show today, when in reality, I have to admit, I bought the clip light because I'm weak-willed. I just have no ability to edit my spending when it comes to this crap.
I thought you already had that one.
No, I had the other one, the arc light. I just picked that up because I was at Best Buy to buy it. That's why I bought it. I was at Best Buy to buy it. I wish I could say I accidentally bought it while I was at Best Buy, but no, I drove all the way there just to get this.
So what do you think of that one?
I like it. Where I keep it right now, because of the winter time, I keep it clipped upside down inside my coat on the wallet pocket, and it works great there. And I didn't realize when we had talked, I didn't realize that it had a really nice, strong magnet to it. So this is actually really useful. I like it. I have a good, and it's powerful because as I told you in my text message last night when I got home after buying it, I pulled it out and harassed the apartment buildings around mine, testing to see whether or not they were within 250 meters, and some of them were. So I was lighting up people's windows.
I'm sure they'll appreciate that. Well, given the choice between that light and the Woobin, what was it, W5? Which would be your go-to?
I would pick this one. I like this one as far as because of the versatility and how easy it is to use. I still have a difficulty with the lights with the stages to them, because that's a lot, like dim, brighter, or brightest. I find that to be, because sometimes I'll overshoot. I wish there was a way to, like with the Woobin, when you get to bright, you can turn it on and it will hit the bright. It stays at the last setting. As where this one, I unless I'm missing that feature, I haven't figured that out yet.
I just appreciate the fact that you can put that one in anybody's hands and they can automatically make light come out. Now, maybe they're getting flood when what they need is spot. Maybe they're getting a red light when they want a white light. But the fact is, anybody's going to look at that. They're going to press the button and light is going to come out of it.
And with this one, though, if you just leave it, if I just leave it, I can, and the other one too. So basically, because this one's so difficult, you're more prone to just leave it at its highest setting, turn it on, you're good to go. The other one, you can actually say, okay, and because all you got to do is turn it up, turn it all the way back, you get red light. You want the spotlight, go here. You want the floodlight, go there. You can get away with a little bit of explanation, right?
So let's move on to the $50 to $100 section. Inky, what have you got in that neighborhood?
Well,
if I went, you can't really. I always go for knives, so I had to first pick a type of knife, and I figured something indestructible would, if you don't mind the little weight, the Cold Steel 4 Max. That's an amazing folder. You can actually chop down a small tree with that thing, pretty much, if you know how to chop a little bit.
Which one?
It's called the 4 Max. 4 Max Scout. It's a very heavy, destructible knife. It's a folder. It's really awesome. It's about $90 retail, I think, give or take. I just thought that, it's not for me. It's for me, but it's not for me every day. But I know it's, it's almost a fixed blade. And it chops, it cuts, I don't know what it does. Goes through buildings.
Looks like Abe's already adding to cart right now.
Yes.
No, I'm not. I'm not that weak. Bruce. I got to see it first. Full Max, you call
beast,
it?
Man. 4 Max Scout. It's just a beast of a knife, literally. I mean, I have one, but I don't carry it. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, I know that one. Yeah, that's a nice knife. That's got a nice drop point to it. It's lockback, mid lockback.
Yeah, it has that that triad lock.
Yeah, I've never used that lock. What is that like?
It's amazing. It's just, for me, once in a while, it's not as easy to disengage as a regular lockback, but
right.
I am getting older, and although I am getting better looking, my hands aren't getting it.
According to Cold Steel, its MSRP is $103.99, so I bet you could probably find it like for $89.99 or something like that.
You could find it certain times for $60.
Really?
Well,
I mean,
yeah, but we're going by MSRP.
You can get it right now for $43 from a certain company plus shipping. Talk about
real. Well,
just here in the U.S. What?
Just for argument's sake, which would be that certain company that you're getting it for $43? Or just for knowledge sake, not that I'm going to buy it, but what? Where did you fucking get that from?
It's Midway USA.
Can't order from them.
Right.
They don't. They won't. They will not take any orders from Canadians.
Yeah, in the U.S. it's $42.99, and shipping's probably about $8, so probably 55, 56 all in.
So what else have you got in the 50 to 100 category there, Inky?
Me, I got everything. I got this down the block. There's a girl. No, I'm just kidding. I really only picked that one, honestly, but I could come up with a million of them for the same category. I don't know. Well, here's the. Let me change that. Wait, I'm going to change mine. I'm sorry. If you go to any gas station, you can find really good knives in those little buckets next to the cash register for $5.
Yeah, recycled tin cans.
Okay, so Abe, what have you got in the $50 to $100 category?
This is Buck. It's the Hack Buy. It's called. I don't know why. I never knew the name beforehand. If I had known the name, I might not have bought it. But it's sweet. It's smooth. It's nice big drop point. It's got carbon fiber style handles to it. I don't know if that's actually. I think it's carbon fiber. It should be. Liner lock. The kick is just super smooth, according to Buck, $43.95. So probably pick up a lot cheaper.
I thought we were up to 100. I'm sorry.
We are up to 100. I'm not really sure how $43.95 got between 50 and 100, but there's EDC-TV math for you. Okay, so what else have you got in that category? That's two? What's your third?
Oh my! Actually, well, that's only one in that category, but that's okay. We'll take it.
Okay.
Strongly into that category is, and I have one around here. I'm really sorry to dig it up. Is the neck knife, the Spyderco Arc? I really like it. It's short. It's got good utility. It's not bulky. It's light. It's got a proprietary sheath on it, so you actually have to. It just can't just accidentally be jerked out. You got to kind of like move a lock out of the way. And that's MSRP on that, as far as I looked up really quick, was $88.50. And here's a standby. I've always liked this. It's a simple knife. It's a great neck knife. I don't normally carry neck knives as neck knives. I carry them as pocket tethers. So I'll use the chain and tether the sheath to like a belt loop. So that way I can dig it out of the pocket really easy and then just run the chain out to pull it out. And it's the Essie Azula. That's been a favorite of mine for years. And every once in a while,
that's
when
a good
I get
knife.
into that, yeah, it is a good knife. Every once in a while, when I get into mode, I'll carry it. Like I'm into. I used to we all used to hang out at knife forums, and I met some guys, Canadian guys, that was their big thing, was they liked a small fixed blade knife for their pocket, but they wouldn't tether it. Well, I'd tether it, and I found that knife's excellent. Light, it can be skeleton frame. You can buy scales for it. I like it. And that's, oh, sorry, MSRP on the SE is $69.95.
Yeah, that's a hard one to argue with. That is
Yeah.
a whole lot of knife in that little package right there.
Yeah. And I wish I would have been able to find the Spyderco one. It's not your typical knife. I don't know how many people like it. I think they're still selling it. I kind of like it. Like I said, it's small. It's got good grip to it. Like, it's not coming out of your hands. Like, it's got contoured grip to it. It's a nice little design.
You're preaching to the choir here, man. I've always had a thing for small fixed blades. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to be in agreement on that one. So here's what I've got. I went a little bit of a different way with it. For an MSRP of $75.89, I went with the Kershaw Clash. Kershaw's a good name. It's an assisted opener, and that is definitely a good price for what I think to be, I mean, it's not a super high-end knife, but it's an assisted opener, and I like that one. I think it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, and a nice little knife.
Yeah, Kershaw makes them. I really like their line where they keep it nice, thin, and simple. The zero tolerance ones, the early zero tolerance. So I'm not saying I hated them, but I found that they got a little carried away with the big and bulky stuff when you came to the early zero tolerance.
Yeah, they were definitely trying to compensate for something with those ones.
But
I
you know
like
what?
them big and bulky.
Sorry?
Those are my favorite. That's what I loved about them. They were like big and bulky, hunky-tunky. I like those things. Then when they switched, I thought they became a little bit too like William Henry, too fancy jewelry crap. Yeah, I expected them to make heavy-duty stuff. That's what they started out with. So when they went back to that refined looking stuff, I thought, this ain't what I wanted from them. So I started crying.
Oh, sorry,
That's all that
man.
happened. It didn't go anywhere from there.
Like, things like, remember the Blur?
Yes, I love that
You
knife.
hardly see it.
Yeah, that
I
is.
have
I
a
never
couple of
saw.
them now.
I never saw it. The that knife had bulk to it, but it wasn't overboard. I can't remember what the one
Yeah,
was.
it was
Remember NCIS? They both Tony and the boss guy Mark Harmon. They both had zero tolerances, and it was the biggest zero tolerance they made. And I felt those were, just for me, they just a little too bulky. And I meant with
Yeah,
right?
that's
Like
it.
the blade was
probably
fat.
the 0200 or something like that. 0350.
Yeah, I can't remember them right now.
Yeah, something like that. Black G10 early knobby things.
This one had kind of like I think it didn't have an OD green to it. That
I
big one.
remember them. I'm just mentioning the knives. I didn't watch that show that much, really.
Oh, it was the popular model.
I'm just saying I've never watched that show at all, but it's interesting that you mentioned the Kershaw Blur, because that's actually what I had in mind when I came across the Kershaw Clash for my list. Because the Blur was just a fantastic knife. That and the Blackout, I don't know that you can get any better assisted opening knives. So for an MSRP of $60, I also decided to go with the CRKT Razel fixed blade. I'm a big fan of the folders. So, and I don't have a fixed blade on my list yet. So I thought, hey, let's throw in a fixed blade. And rounding out my $50 to $100, this is going to come as probably no surprise to anybody, but it is a Leatherman model. I decided to go with yeah, I know, the guy that owns the Multitool site talking about Leathermans. What were the odds?
Yes.
This is a setup.
So the Leatherman Super Tool comes in with an MSRP of $99.99, so it just barely squeaks under that $100 mark. Unless, of course, you're shopping with Abe, in which case there's taxes and shipping, and it's going to cost a lot more.
And doggy treats.
And doggy treats. Can't argue with the doggy treats.
Yeah.
So that's what I've got for the 50 to 100. What have you got for over 100 there, Abe?
Well, once you start, everybody else has taken their turn starting. You haven't started. You've always coming in the end and sniping at the end, and maybe it'll drown you out, and I won't have to buy anything you're talking about when you do this. So just give me your 100 and above.
You can't keep coming in the end.
So
you got to come in the beginning sometime.
I had a I had a hard time keeping it down to around the $100 mark. I might have gone a little bit expensive. I'm gonna start with and this is, Inky's gonna laugh at me on this. He knows this one's coming. The Spyderco Native 5 with an MSRP of $184. As Inky knows, the Native has long been my favorite of the Spydercos, which is saying something because, I mean, let's face it, it's Spyderco. They've got a lot of really great stuff.
Yeah.
So to be at the top of the list for me for favorites, that's saying something. And then, of course, getting back to another multi-tool, I brought in the Gerber center drive with an MSRP of $144.99 because, I mean, some people don't like the center drive, but I really appreciate it. I like the fact that it's got the big beefy pliers that slide out instead of, folding out like a butterfly. I like the fact that it puts the screwdriver in line, so if you're driving a long screw, like replacing a doorknob or something, it's, I just feel that that's, oh yeah, and it comes with a built-in pry bar, so you don't have to break the blade like a lot of people do.
Yeah. I've got one up here. As soon as you said that, I said, I know I have one up here. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Just can't find it right now.
Well, I'm not surprised that you have a Gerber center drive, Abe. I mean, it seems like the ideal choice for a handyman.
Yeah, it does. Along with the other one we talked about was the dual force. I really like that one.
Yes.
I really like the pliers on that one. They're very, I find them, I'm a little less worried about busting them because the tip sometimes on the, doesn't matter whether or not you're doing handyman work or not, right? You can bust the tip, right? You can just sometimes get yourself into a situation where you're applying too much pressure and you can snap the tip.
Yeah. But for that kind of work, the dual force is a great set of pliers.
Yeah.
And not really a whole heck of a lot else on that one. I find that the center drive is a little bit more well-rounded, I should say.
Yeah.
But anyways, getting on to my last choice. This was inspired a lot from the discussion last week where we were talking about blade types. This is the Groman number 4 Survival. And my recommendation is to get it in the original carbon steel with the open sheath and the buffalo horn handles. And that is an MSRP of $222, but that might be Canadian.
Was it, so, okay, hold on. Was it in carbon? Originally, was it in carbon steel? Because I know
It's available in both carbon and stainless.
Yeah, okay, because I usually end up when I found them in stores, I found them in the 420 HJ or JH, whatever it is.
Yeah, something like that. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. But that's my 3 choices. I feel like, you pretty much have all your bases covered with a Spyderco Native, a Gerber center drive, or a Groman number 4. I mean, anybody's going to get any one of those and just be happy about it. And if they don't, well, then you make sure you cross them off your list for next year because they're obviously not somebody you want to associate with.
Yeah. So really quick, I don't know if I've ever told you guys this. But do you remember back when Spyderco's always have the habit of where Sal puts his prototype booth on the side of the Spyderco booth. He sits there and he listens to people's opinions on what they like and what they don't like.
Yeah,
one of the things
it's a brilliant idea.
It's a brilliant idea. One of the things they used to do though is, and they don't do it anymore, they used to put out an introductory model like dirt cheap. So like my buddy got a Spyderco Pilot at a gun and knife show, and the dealer, and what it was is sometimes they would like, you get the old plain boxes. Do you remember the boxes were white and they had maybe a blue spider on them or something like that, or maybe I can't remember the colors, but there was white and blue boxes. Anyways, he got that Pilot, all stainless steel Pilot, for $35.
Really?
Yeah, because they used to run these. So the one time, and this I know. Well, I'm going to say this I know, but maybe I don't know. But I'm making a huge assumption.
Some of us we know, some of us we don't know.
Sorry?
Nothing to forget. I'm sorry. It was just from a movie.
Oh, so Smoky Mountain used to put out their catalogs, right? You used to get a paper catalog in the mail. And one time I got a paper catalog for them, and they had a Native in there, Spyderco Native. So I'm assuming because of Smoky Mountain, they wouldn't sell a fake. And it was an introductory price, and I think it was like $19 for the first native. Yeah, and I've still got it. I've still got that original knife. But I just remember Spyderco used to do that every once in a while. They'd have a model and they'd throw it out there just to see how quick it got eaten up. At least that was my take on it. So I've never asked, but to tell the truth, all the times I've ever talked to Eric and Sal, I've never asked them, or even Joyce, I've never asked her why those existed. But like I said, I know for sure. I should say I know for sure. I have the strong reassurance that if Smoky Mountain was selling that native at $19, I think it was $19. It might even be cheaper. It was a Spyderco.
Cool. Very cool. So what about you, Inky? What have you got in the $100 plus category?
I got a few things. I guess, well, the paramilitary too, Spyderco.
Good choice.
But that's close. That's very close to 200. Very close. And my favorite Spyderco is the Endura.
Also a good choice.
150th. That's always been my favorite knife across the board for years now. The you know, Hogue makes it's sort of like a Griptilian. It's made by Ritter, like a Ritter grip or something like that. That it's a really nice knife. It's like a Griptilian but nicer. You know, it's his design, but made by Hogue. Probably RSK, something in the RSK category.
What's the original? The original was made by Benchmade, wasn't it?
It was his design, though, I think.
Yeah.
No, it was Pardue, right? That was Pardue's design. But he makes Doug Ritter makes a thing called the Ritter grip or something like that. They have a few different names for it.
Well, there's
MK,
there was two.
MK1 would be the one, I think.
Yeah.
That I like the best.
There was two that came out by Benchmade. It was a Ritter fixed blade, and they had a hard time. They promised it for 1 year release, like one specific year, and had a hard time getting it released because, believe it or not, they couldn't find anybody to make the sheath for it. And then they had a Ritter limited edition Benchmade folder.
Yeah,
Doug Ritter.
Well, it was a Griptilian with a Ritter blade, pretty much. So he made his, I think it's MK1 or something like that. Yeah. For some reason, I can't really remember the exact name. I just remember the knife. That's like a very, once that's in your hand, it's the RSK, I guess. But there's different, you know, I've done all my homework and I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying the original Ritter designs. I'm saying the original Ritter designs were through Benchmade, right? I never knew why he left Benchmade with his designs. I don't know the story behind that.
But I know through Hogue, these things are like, they make Griptilians like, I don't know, like almost a gas station knife. They're really nice.
Is that?
No, yeah, they're insane.
Yeah, no, I don't doubt you. I'm just saying, like, I remember the original Ritter designs. Benchmade got a hold of them, and it was very limited. Like I remember they were sold out of those Benchmade Griptilian, like the Ritter Griptilian style folder before it even came to market. You had to have already your order into it for it.
Yeah, Hogue just kind of now he's just making them through Hogue, which all in all are really good knives. I don't know if you played with them much, but yeah, Hogue is something, man. Anyway, that's the knife. It's actually the RSK. I don't know exactly which one. There's a few different ones, but
I have. Sorry, go ahead. When you were talking about Hogue, when you're talking about Hogue, the knives I'm most familiar about with Hogue are the Elshowitz designs. I have some of those.
Yeah. How were they?
Well, I'll tell you what I did was, because I'm a machinist too. I was working in a machine shop at one point in time, and I had some scrap metal that I was playing around with, and I pulled out my Elshowitz and literally started carving off slivers of the unheated tree because I knew I had to remove some anyways. I was just curious, and so I started peeling off, literally getting curls off the piece of metal that I was working on before I put it in the milling machine. And so that heat treat was dead on. That the heat treat, the geometry on that blade were dead on that Hogue. I was blown away by it.
Good stuff.
So I guess that brings us to Abe. What have you got in the $100 plus category there?
Well, again, I got a little tax obsessed. So I have had a number of Falk Niving sharpening devices. They're folding blade ones. They're little EDC-3 and EDC-4 stone or whatever it is. So one of my favorite sharpeners for the kitchen is the Falk Niven diamond rods. They're really good. They got this safety guard on them. They feel good in your hand. The handle is really comfortable. Not that you're holding it for a long time, but if you decide that you're going to rework most of your kitchen knives, it's not a problem to do that, right? And so that is the I think the I can't read my own writing, my DR12 or D12 or DR2 or D12 diamond, and it's $97.16 MSRP. I thought for myself, I wanted to cover one thing to carry everything in. So I went with an old carry of mine before my EDC kit got out of control. I needed a full backpack, and I had a Fat Boy. So it's $123.99 MSRP. So if you're looking for something just to, like you've got a downscaled or you're not carrying as much as I ended up carrying, because I started carrying more tools in my EDC backpack. Especially when I was living out of my car for a year, pretty much on and off, because I sold my house and there was no place for me. I couldn't find a place to rent. That's $123.99, and I find that Fat Boy it's nice for me. It was a nice compromise between, because they got don't they have the jumbo? And I found that a little too big, and the Fat Boy was a nice compromise to carry things like a battery a pack, give me a couple extra things like maybe some Tylenol, some ibuprofen, stuff like that. Just small stuff that you find you need, some handy wipes, right? Stuff like that. So it was a nice size for that kind of stuff. And of course, your charging cables and things like that. So that was number 3. The other one is, and I couldn't find a MSRP on it, we were talking knives, and it's the Cyber Plus Boker Plus Tech Tool.
Oh yeah, definitely a good choice.
Yeah, it's heavier and it's thicker than a Swiss Army, but it had a pocket clip on it. I have to say that was the one big difference for me, was the fact that it was bulkier than a Swiss Army. I wasn't fond of that. I wish I like the selection of tools. They got nice selection of tools. They got the scissors, your knife on this one. And I think we covered this before too. I'm not crazy about the fact that we lost the small blade for this thing, which is lethal. And I shortly after I first got it, I opened myself up on it. So it's
those strap cutters are deceptively sharp.
Yeah, and the worst part for me is, again, they put this screwdriver on the end, and it's like I'm not exactly comfortable with the idea that I'm mucking around with the screwdriver with basically a Sith Lord lightsaber on the back end.
I really hate the screwdriver on the end of knife blades and files. These are all things that are going to have a totally different heat treat than what you need for a screwdriver. A screwdriver requires a little bit of flex, and when you've got that, I mean, a file shouldn't have any flex in it, and a knife blade should be almost brittle. I mean, this is why, what is it they say? A knife is the most expensive and least effective pry bar you'll ever own. Well, the same goes for a screwdriver. So yeah. I really think when it comes to files and blades, you need to leave the screwdriver somewhere else.
I do like the scissor system, because for me it's just the system with the spring. It's very reminiscent of the Wenger scissors. One of my favorite. I was
just going to say that, yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite hiking knives ever is the Wenger version of the camper. I think it is. It's got the scissors on it. The scissors if obviously you remember this, everybody, both you guys remember this, have that micro serration on it, but it had the lock blade on it. That's why, because as a scout leader, you couldn't, if you were telling all the kids you couldn't carry a knife with that lock blade on it, and yet you were walking around with one yourself, you made for a poor example, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The one I had that, like the thumb paddle, so you had to be a little careful of it.
Right.
But I'll tell you, my favorite combo of the whole thing is I love carrying that knife and the Victorinox sheath with the sharpening rod on the sides. That was my constant hiking companion or camping companion. I always even canoeing, I carried that one with me. Like, I mean, I loved it. So yeah, so yeah, you're right there, Inky. I've never noticed it before, but it looks a lot like the Griptilian model. with the Ritter blade. It looks like a lot like the original, which leads me to want to ask somebody what happened between Ritter and Benchmade that he's still not with them. Not that I'm just curious.
I think the knowledge is out there. I kind of heard something, and I honestly don't remember. I really don't.
Yeah, because it looks a lot like the original Griptilian.
Yeah,
Looks
it's a really nice knife.
Yeah, well, the original was like, well, I collect Griptilians, so I have one of each blade style for each size. And I have that. The thing I don't remember was the Ritter in 2 sizes or only the large size?
Yeah, I think it was 2. At
Was
first.
2? Okay.
Yeah, there was a mini grip. A 2.84-inch blade or something. I remember something weird about it. Yeah, they were too small though. They used to make those in more colors, I think, too. I remember baby blue and stuff back then.
Yeah.
Yellow.
Well, the texturing pattern on the Hogue one is different from the traditional Griptilian.
Yeah. It's also button locks, I think. I don't think they're access locks. I mean, all of them might be, but you know what? I don't know if all of them are. Yeah, they're button locks. Well, there's autos too.
On that note, gentlemen, I hate to cut you off there, but we are once again running out of time. I just want to thank everybody for helping us get to 10 episodes. I hope that you found some of what we've said here tonight interesting, if not helpful. And I want to say thank you all very much. Visit us at forum.multitool.org and ask any questions or share any thoughts that you might have. And I would like to take a moment and say seasons greetings, happy holidays, Merry Christmas to my fine co-hosts and my good friends. They're unfortunately not here, so I'm going to say it to Inky and Abe. Thanks a lot, guys.
To you too.
Well, thanks for being here, guys, and thank you all for watching. I look forward to seeing you all on the forum, and we'll be back here next week. Take care.
Thanks for having us.